Hello, I'm Paul Baier, and this is One Step at a Time, a podcast asking interesting questions with interesting people on the challenges that they've faced. Today, we're with an all-star NHL player on the Washington Capitals, John Carlson. Thank you for being here,
Well,
John.
thanks for having me.
To start us off, how did you get here? How was your journey brought you to where you are today?
I would say kind of some of the most interesting kind of things that was just being from New Jersey. I think that was as a hockey player. I would say is not a breeding ground for hockey. Albeit now there's 10 or 12 of us from New Jersey now in the NHL, but there was no guy that kind of paved the way for me. Growing up, I kind of was just trying to make decisions for myself, and it worked out. And just super excited, live a great life, and do something that I love.
That's awesome. So you've been on the Caps for almost 17 years now.
Yeah,
Is that strange to be on one team for that long in the NHL?
I think it's a gift. I think, especially me with young kids, it's a true gift to be able to do that. Business is business. Nobody gets to pick and choose kind of where they would like to live and play. And I certainly don't take that for granted too. And it's also built lifelong friends, lifelong kind of camaraderie with the fans, and to be in one place, one city, has been a real treat, and I don't take that for granted.
That's awesome. And then also, what was it like winning the Stanley Cup in 2018?
Just a dream. I mean, honestly, I would just love to do it again because when it happens, it's so quick. So many things are happening at once. You never plan for anything like that. Like you plan for, showing up at training camp, you plan for showing up at the game at 7 p.m., but you never plan on making it all that way. And if you're a little bit superstitious, you kind of are just rolling with the punches and hoping, good things happen. And kind of once it happened, it was like, oh my God, we got to plan this. We got to plan this. And it was a whirlwind, but obviously a dream come true. I still get jealous every year that we don't win. It gives me that extra motivation for the following season to, do better, to be better, and to try to do that again.
And then with your mass success, I mean, there has to have been challenges you've faced, especially with having 4 kids. Obviously, that's one you're facing right now.
Yeah.
But what have been some hurdles you've overcome?
I just think, as a kid, again, from being from a non-hockey market, guys always kind of referred to Toronto and Minnesota and Massachusetts and, Canada in some way, shape, or form. And those are where the players are coming from. To kind of break through some of that stuff was a little bit difficult. But yeah, then once you kind of get drafted and you're trying to make something of yourself, I think I look at my second year in the league was probably my worst. I think that was like first year, everything's kind of going well. You think this is my career now. And then the second year comes and you face some adversity. You're a young kid. I was 20 at the time, 21. You have to really find stuff within
Was
yourself.
it a mental game after that second year?
I think it was all mental. I still, obviously there's so much talent. Everyone now has so much speed, strength. They're skating, 6 times a week. There's just amazing players all over the world. But I think that's what separates people is the mental warfare. From day to day, from how you feel, from the teams that you face, they're all just so draining. It's a draining sport, a long season, and I think that's what sets people apart. And I think that's kind of always been my leg up on everybody else. I think I'm talented. I think I can hang with everyone, but I feel like I have a good grasp on the game, and I can see the game a certain way that's enabled me to last this long and to have the success that I've had. And yeah, I would say I don't want to say it's 50-50, but it truly is. You see guys come into the league and out of the league, and you're like, what happened to that guy? How did that work? And, people, facing adversity is, many people crumble. Many people don't want to, battle through adversity and all that stuff. Yeah. And I've dealt with, numerous other injuries, stuff like that, I think what I always tell the young guys kind of coming up now is you're never going to always have your fastball. And so once you realize that, we play 82 games. How many fastballs are you going to throw in 82 games? I don't know, 10 or 15, maybe 20, 25 if it's a good year. What are you going to do those other games? How are you going to, combat fatigue, being travel, uh, at home stuff? What are you going to combat that with? And how are you going to stand out through that? And I think that's my biggest goal as a veteran player that's trying to mentor younger players is realizing that, hey, the first game of the year, everyone feels great. What's going to happen after that? And that's going to separate you, not the first couple of games.
If you were to give advice to someone outside of sports, maybe in business or in school and some other endeavor they're trying to face, what would you give them?
I would always just say dream big. I think that, some people are like, especially in the realm of sports, but it's certainly with business too. You want to work for yourself. You want, to have a successful life, to provide all these things. People are so short-sighted that they're like, oh, well, being the CEO of, a huge company, maybe that's not realistic, but it's great to dream. It's great to chase dreams. And I think that keeps you grounded and hungry. I think that the most successful people are always competitive and hungry, and I think that's what's kind of gotten me to where I am. If that was in a different business world, maybe my mantras and mentalities would stay the same, but I don't know. But I think just never give up. I think people are always short-sighted in everything that they do, and the more that you can trust in yourself properly, confidence is great. Um, you can trust in yourself to do what you think you're capable of doing is the biggest thing.
I love that. And thank you so much for your time, John. It
Yeah.
was a pleasure.
Yeah. Thanks for
This
having me,
is
Paul.
one step at a time, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.